About a year ago, I made a mistake about the iPhone Air. Now, when the entire 17 series of phones came out, I wasn't particularly keen on the design of the 17 Pro. You know, I thought it was bulky, it was a little bit of an overkill. I didn't love the camera bump that they had on the back. And I kind of wanted to go for something a little bit simple. So this one, very simple. My favorite part about this device is it's incredibly thin, it's very light. Anybody that I've handed this phone to in person has just been like, whoa, this thing is very light. And I work in an office, so for me, I don't carry a case on this thing. I'll have my wallet attached, maybe with a few credit cards, but that's really about it. And at the time I thought, you know, I've got a lot of great cameras, so I'm just gonna be bringing those. I don't need incredible camera quality on my phone. I've got this DJI Osmo that I'm filming on. I have a dedicated camera for photos. So what do I need that on my phone for? Well, let me tell you about some of the biggest drawbacks of this device. The first of which is the battery life. This thing doesn't get me through the whole day on a single charge. Usually around 2 or 3 p.m., I'm running close to 20%. Not great. So when I'm traveling, what that means is I have to carry an extra battery pack just to keep this thing charged throughout the day. And the biggest drawback of this device is the single camera. Now, it's got 1x, you can tap that a few times, you can get 28 and 35 millimeter, and it's got a 2x, which gets you a little bit of that telephoto look, but it's still not great. Actually, the biggest thing I'm missing is the wide angle. Like, I did not know at the time when I bought this thing that it did not come with a wide angle lens, which was a bit of a surprise later on. And something you have to realize is, like, if you're traveling and you're trying to capture content, it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to carry your camera bag with you every single place you go. There's places that just don't allow it. And having to pull that out, record content, put it back in, and then you're just traveling with so many other devices that I really miss, and I wish that I got the iPhone 17 Pro. Now here's the thing, I'm not some big crazy content creator, so for me, like, even traveling with a video camera doesn't make a ton of sense. The way that my wife and I like to travel is we just like to go and take trips, and as a bonus, I'll typically record some kind of content and make, you know, shorts and long form videos. But having to constantly reach out for my DJI Osmo just for the tiniest things, because I know that the quality on this thing isn't gonna be great, is a pain in the butt. And obviously this thing doesn't support Apple ProRAW. So if I wanted to do color grading or anything like that, I can't do that with this phone either. In fact, on a recent trip to New York with my wife and I kind of used her phone to capture some of the stuff that I knew I was gonna be using for shorts instead of using my own phone. So really, who is this thing for? Like, this is an odd device, and I believe that this is really supposed to be the test case for Apple coming out with a foldable probably in this year. But right now, I'm not convinced. Like, I spent, you know, this thing costs $1,000 in the United States. iPhone Pro starts at $1,200. So at the time I was also thinking like, oh, I'll save $200 and nothing's gonna matter. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. Now look, if you just need a phone that you just wanna call, text, and just do like very basic tasks, you're not interested in filming like videos or anything like that, this phone's gonna be just fine. Essentially, this is the replacement to an iPhone SE in a way. But I wanna hear from you guys. If you have an iPhone 17 Air, let me know how you use it and what you think about it. Because for me, it just doesn't make sense. But I wanna know some of the other use cases that people are using it for and why you made the purchase. See you guys next time.